If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at the checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another Team of the Week review. We have on first glance, a pretty reasonable Team of the Week. I don't really see too many problems with it. There is a card there that I'm very surprised by. I'm very happy by it, but I am surprised by it at the same time. So let's crack on, shall we? So up first we have Pope. Now, I chose Pope. I thought he'd be maybe 83 rather than 82. I thought at this stage, 22nd of January, you're kind of looking for higher rated cards, right? I mean, an 82 rated goalkeeper for most of us isn't going to be good enough. An 83 probably isn't going to be good enough either, but at least it's a little bit better. But they've only boosted it by standard in-form amounts. He made 7 saves. They beat Leicester, of course, so it makes sense that he gets one. I'm not going to complain there. The Liverpool player that got chosen was Virgil van Dijk for 1 goal, and I think he got given man of the match for that 2-0 win against Manchester United. Other players, of course, Alisson. He was in contention. He got an assist in that game. He kept a clean sheet as well. Made a couple of decent saves. Salah is another one that I'm not surprised by, but at the same time, it's a little bit frustrating they didn't just go for it, you know? Why not embrace the headliner promo? There's 2 players in here. The other one, of course, is Adama Traore, who isn't in this week's Team of the Week. Both of those have headliner cards. Now, okay, you can still pack them. You can pack Salah, you can get Traore in the SBC. But would it really have been a bad thing if you put them in this week's Team of the Week? You know, if they made Adama Traore in form, which means his current headliner goes one above that again, so it would go from, what is it now, like 85, 86, go up again. People would then be more inclined to do it. So the people who've already done it are happy that they've done it. The other people who haven't done it are now going to give away all their tradable, untradeable items, therefore maybe even needing to buy more FIFA points. So in a way, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, really, by not doing that, because it would have been a perfect way to get people to use what they've got in their club, but instead decided against it, which is a very strange thing. I'm not complaining, by the way. Van Dijk in packs is awesome. Suarez of Getafe, I think I went with Cabrera with a goal in that 3-0 win for Getafe, but they've gone for the right back. I would be interested, I know you don't care, but I would be interested to know why they went for the right back over the centre back, but I'll look in my own time. I'm sure you don't really care. Up next, Upamecano. That's an interesting one because I don't disagree with it in a sense that I'm glad he's there. You know, it's a good. He's only 81 rated, but it's a good card. He's got great pace, very good defensive stats, great physicals. Unfortunately, he doesn't have amazing dribbling, which obviously means his reactions, his composure and such, not going to be fantastic. But still, I'm happy to see it there. Thiago. Now, this doesn't surprise me, although 1 goal in a 4-0 win, right? Now, I'm not arguing that he doesn't deserve to be there, because he does, right? I had him in my Team of the Week predictions. So far, apart from Suarez, I've done really well. But Thiago is a really interesting one because they gave it to him for 1 goal in a 4-0 win. There were other players such as Thomas Muller in that in that game that did better than him, in my opinion. And of course, they left out the likes of Salah. They've left out Adama Traore, even though they got more important goal contributions or more goal contributions. But there we are. We've got a CDM Thiago. We've also got a CM Casemiro, who, if you look at the card, doesn't look like an 88 rated card in the slightest, does he? 90 physical, 87 defending. It just doesn't look like an 88 rated card. But again, I picked him out. He kind of half deserved. Well, no, he does definitely deserve to be there. 2 goals and a 2-1 win. I looked at Thiago then for a second and thought that he only scored a goal. But there we go. Casemiro deserves to be there. Canales, again, I've got this written down somewhere. There he is. 1 goal, 1 assist, 3-0 win for Real Betis. Can't argue with that. Very happy about it. That card looks decent as well. Could do with a little bit of a bigger boost in the dribbling, but decent nonetheless. Lucas Leiva. Now, I did write down Immobile. Interesting. Very interesting that Immobile isn't there. He scored a hat-trick on the weekend, and they went with Lucas Leiva. Now, my only... That's a squad. Ignore that. I was looking at solutions for that 50k pack. Now, my only... The only possible explanation for this is that Immobile's Team of the Week came Team of the Week 17. So he was never going to get it because EA don't like to give it with more than 2 weeks in between. Ridiculous rule, stupid rule. He's still in form as far as I'm concerned, right? But they've given it to Lucas Leiva instead. Now, I'm not moaning that Leiva's now going to get himself an inform. It's really good, 86 rated card. But it is really stupid, and that goes to show that EA need to overhaul their entire Team of the Week system, because it doesn't make any sense. If someone scores a hat-trick and you're not giving them an inform just because you gave him one 2 weeks ago, what? That doesn't make any sense. He got an assist and played a 7.9. And that also is laughable as well, because they didn't give one. I know he's got 2 penalties. It's irrelevant. It's a hat-trick, right? Because they couldn't give it to Immobile by their own, reasoning, because he had one a week and a half ago, whatever it was, they've decided, right, well, we'll give it to someone else in that team then, so at least Lazio get an inform. But Lucas Leiva, no disrespect to him, I'm a Liverpool fan, right? So I have got a massive admiration for him, and I do really like him. But he doesn't deserve to be in form, because what's he done? He's got 1 assist, played a 7.9. Decent performance, but I'm sure there are plenty of other players out there who have done more. Ronaldo, for instance, got 2 goals and man of the match in a 2-1 win. I won't give it to him because he's too high rated. Sergio Busquets got man of the match in a 1-0 win. Won't give it to him, we'll give it to Leiva instead. It doesn't make any sense. Their whole system doesn't make any sense. Moving on to... I'm going to leave Mbappe a minute because I have no idea why he's there, right? So we'll leave that and we'll come back to it because I think that might be a big talking point. Jimenez. I did have him written down. 2 goals, one of which was a penalty. So for those saying, well, 2 goals for Immobile, one, they were penalties, so that's why. Well, Jimenez scored twice, and one of those was a penalty, so that's kind of avoided that argument, really. But he's there, no arguments. It's the same rating, though, as his Europa League card, so whether you want it or not, I don't know. Haaland, now this is it. Not interested in the slightest, really, but that's going to be a great card. And what's more so, he has obviously been given a card higher than his current Champions League card, which I didn't think EA did. It's actually gone 1 inform higher than his Champions League card. So, obviously started life off as a silver. He's then gone up to a 79 rated inform, makes sense. Then to an 82, which is standard. Then he goes to 84, then to 86. But the Champions League cards... And there's an example of this in the player that we just spoke about, right? So this is a team of the tournament card, right? 84, and they've given him an 86. However, Jimenez has just been given an 85 rated card. Agreed? So there's Jimenez's European card, and now his inform. Why is his inform not 86? Why isn't it taken the same agenda? That's why. It's an agenda. They want Haaland to have the best version of the card that they can possibly give him because they want to sell packs and they want people to want that card. Jimenez, they know, apart from Wolves fans, no one's really... They don't care, so you don't care, basically, is their thought process. But obviously, I don't understand it. You can't predict these things. EA will literally do whatever they want. It doesn't make any sense. Surely they'd want to give you the best version of the cards that they possibly can. Give Jimenez an 86 rated card. That Europa League live card, by the way, of Jimenez, is meant to... It's a Europa League live card. It's not meant to stay one ahead of the informs. It's meant to be a case of if Wolves go through, he then goes to an 86, and so on and so forth. I just think a lot of EA's inner workings and mechanics and systems that they've got in place are just outdated now. We've got so many cards in the game and so many promos that come around that give us so many heavily boosted cards that the informs don't get boosted enough, especially those that are sort of 70 to 80 and the mid 80 range. They need to be boosted heavily, or I say heavily, much higher than what they are. That Jimenez should be 87 or 86 minimum, but he's not. Haaland 86 I'm happy with. That's a good card, and of course I'm sure he'll get more going forward as well, and probably get a team of the season as well. In terms of the subs and the reserves and things, there's no really surprise there. I think I've got nearly all of them. The goalkeeper for Braga I didn't get. but that's fine. I never get the goalkeepers right anyway. Clark of Newcastle is there. Visca, of course, always gets informs. 1 goal, 1 assist, 4-1 win. Vanaken is there. Rebic is there. What did Rebic do? 2 goals off the bench in a 3-2 win. Makes sense. Right, so things to moan about then before we just talk about Mbappe. Portuguese League. Now, they've got the goalkeeper for Braga there, but they don't have anybody else there. Rafa of Benfica. Big game for them. They won 2-0. Rafa scored both goals. Not there. But they've given it to Lucas Leiva for an assist. Just because they couldn't give it to Immobile. Doesn't make any sense. Busquets, we've already talked about. Perisic could have had it over Thiago, but obviously they didn't give it to him. Van de Beek of Ajax, 1 goal, 2-1 win from midfield. That's more than Leiva, in my opinion. They won 2-1. That was a very important goal. No, not there. Who else wasn't there? Timo Werner, of course, but they went with the defender instead, which makes perfect sense. Volland is the most unluckiest FIFA player ever. He never gets informs, and yet he scores very regularly. He got 2 goals again this weekend, and they've completely overlooked him because he won't sell packs. Lolly, 2 goals, man of the match, Nottingham Forest. They've gone with a silver from the English leagues, but apart from that, I mean, again, Lolly could have been there. And that goes, that's my point, right? Because I'm saying Lolly could have been there, but all of you are like, I don't care, right? Because if you go and look at Lolly's card, and we'll talk about Mbappe in just a second, then we'll end the video, of course. Lolly's a 75 rated card, so if he had got an inform, he'd be like 80 rated. And apart from Nottingham Forest fans, no one cares. So in my opinion, new Team of the Week system should be, that goes to an 83, maybe even an 84 rated card. So that every inform in the game goes to a bare minimum 83, 84. Then you do the 2 jumps, and you forget the 1 jumps until they get to 90. So for instance, he then goes from 75 to 83 for argument's sake, right? Then we go from 83 to 85, then 85 to 87, 87 to 89, then we go up in increments of 1. How hard is that? Team of the Week has more relevance, everyone's happy. The lower rated cards now are more usable. They're not game breaking. You know, an 83 rated Lolly card isn't going to all of a sudden break the game and everyone's going to, right, I'm going to go buy him, he's super cheap and he's better than my Neymar. No, that's not going to happen. But it at least would allow Nottingham Forest fans and people who like to build quirky teams to have a vast array of players that they can use. Because if they do that every week, look at the style of players you could be using. Sorloth down here, right? He could be 83, 84 rated. As it stands, that card isn't terrible, but if that was an 83 rated card, it'd be much more usable. The cards like Rebic and things like that, maybe that could have been boosted straight away to an 85. And again, it's much more usable. It doesn't break the game, but it just gives you much more reason to want these Team of the Week cards. Let's go look at Mbappe. It gets me, I know a lot of people are like, why is he moaning? What is he doing? What is this video? But honestly, it just frustrates me greatly that, they played Wednesday. Wait. What? They played Wednesday last week and they've... Okay. I just didn't look at it. Mbappe, 2 goals. Hang on a minute. So Mbappe, right? 2 goals, man of the match. Fine. Give him an inform. I don't mind. Right? I've not written it down. I'm not angry because I didn't get it. That's fine. 2 goals, man of the match. In a 4-1 win over, I would say, close rivals. Monaco are not the team they used to be. They're not really their rivals, but it is a big game in France. I understand, right? Although, I don't think it would have been played in France, is it? Because Monaco... Never mind. 2 goals, man of the match, 4-1 win. Right, okay. Let's go over to Italy and have a look at Juventus. What did Juventus do? Where are they? Oh, they beat Parma 2-1. Oh, right, well, you know, with it... Whoever scored those 2 goals has done really well there because they would have lost the game 1-0 were it not for this player. I wonder who scored both goals for Juventus. Oh, Ronaldo. 2 goals, man of the match. What annoys me is they've not given it to Ronaldo for doing exactly the same thing as Mbappe. Why one? If I'd be this angry if it was not angry, but you know what I mean. I'd be making these sarky comments if it was the other way around. You know, if Ronaldo had been given the inform but Mbappe hadn't, I would be saying the same thing. It doesn't really make any sense to me as to why they choose one over the other. either put both of them in or don't put either of them in. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever how you can say, right, well, Mbappe's in form for doing what he does every week, but Ronaldo is not in form for doing what he does every week. It doesn't make any sense to me. And without Mbappe's 2 goals, PSG would have still won the game. Without Ronaldo's 2 goals, they'd lose that game 1-0. So there we go. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's EA's game. They'll do what they want to do. But in my honest opinion, if they want people to care about Team of the Week a little bit more, they need to be a little bit more consistent in who they're choosing and why they're choosing them. And they also need to be a lot more generous with these upgrades. Make every single gold card that they give 83 rated minimum. Then boost them in increments of 2 until you get to 90, then boost them into 1s. So the likes of Van Dijk would have always been 1, so he'd be exactly the same as he is now. Thiago would be 89 instead. Casemiro would be 89. Canales would be 88. Lucas Leiva would be maybe 87, possibly even 88. Mbappe still 92. So the higher rated cards still get boosted the same, but the lower rated cards then become much more usable, giving us a vast array of players to use. Let me know what you think of that idea in the comments that we'll never see because EA don't have an imagination. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.